All right, so jumping around, I watched an interesting CoffeeZilla video on penny cryptos.
Okay.
This is just an interesting psychological thing. So there's these pump and dumps are going wild, obviously, right now. All of this, throw your money in, take it out 3 days later for 100% gain is like every 16-year-old thinks that that's just how the world works. And they're really, really ripe for ripping off. But one of the things that he mentions is that people are especially susceptible to coins that are worth less than 1 cent. Because then you get to say things like, if this goes up to just 1 penny,
right?
If you put in $100 and this goes to 1 penny, you'll have $200,000. And like people can't understand denominations of money less than a penny. So they assume that you must be close to a penny, right?
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, but really it's 0.0000000. So they print like trillions and trillions of these coins.
Yeah.
Print is not the right word, but they mint them, and then people think, oh my gosh, if this goes to a penny, I'm like, it's like you are so far from a penny, my friend. And there's no use case for any of these. It's all pump. It's
Well, I don't know any of the names of the minor cryptos, but I do have a friend who loves this stuff. He has a TikTok channel about this stuff, and he went online and people kept asking him to pump this one coin.
You keep asking him to pump it.
It's funny because they're not saying, hey, just this coin is the future of online currency. They're saying, I need you to promote this so it'll go up so I can sell it. So right there, you're like, well, this is basically just a Ponzi scheme. But then the second thing is he made a video and he said, I keep getting asked to make this video about this currency. I'm not going to promote this currency. He says which one it is, but he goes, because I don't see the use case for it.
You could say it. I think it was SafeMoon.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
But he gets shit on in the comments, and then 2 days later, the person that founded it sold all their, it basically did exactly what you're saying, like created a coin, had it go up, sold for a win, and crashed it for everyone else. And yeah, I mean, people are investing very speculatively. Investing is a funny word. They're gambling. The idea that you used to put money into something because you believed in it has gone away. The first Bitcoin investors bought it because they thought it was something that could change the way commerce worked. This was way back, right? 15, 20 years ago. And
there wasn't this
it wasn't a rushing
this Tupperware party like MLM sense to it. Like you had to get someone in beneath you.
People were saying, well, I'm going to invest in this. I think it's the future of currency. It could take 50 years to get there, but I think this is how we're all going to transact. And now that's just not, it's very much more this speculative chase to the top and then try to convince other people to buy so that they raise your price up in an effort to profit in a month's time. And the initial Bitcoin people who became super wealthy found a technology they liked and then invested in it for years and years and years.
He did another video, which is just the extreme version of the pump and dump, which is there's these Discord pump and dump channels that convince this group that they're going to rip everyone on the outside off. And what they're going to do is there's going to be this bot that generates a random name of a coin. And at that moment, everybody will buy it and then sell it really soon. Really what's happening is that bot is not randomly generating a name of a coin. The creators of the group have it, and if you chart the thing, you can see like the slow growth of people invest in this no-name coin over weeks and weeks and weeks so as not to set off like volume suspicion.
Yep.
And then literally the dump is the first 60 seconds after the name of the coin goes live, which is because the promise is that, according to CoffeeZilla at least, that this is going to go, he joined some of these Discord groups, that this is going to trend on Coinbase and all of these outsiders are going to hop in and there's no way it's trending after 40 seconds. You know what I mean? The only people getting ripped off are the people in this group trying to rip off outsiders who buy it as soon as it goes live, and then, are the people selling to them are the people who own the group.
Well, I'm very okay with this.
Yeah, it's like, look, scammers get scammed. But what's crazy is that as I was like, man, I think that most people, if they were allowed into my home and saw $100 on the counter and knew I wouldn't catch them or know it was them, would have a much more difficult time stealing from me. And probably many wouldn't. Like a lot of these people.
I think a lot of them would.
You think they would?
Yeah, I think more than half of people would.
Interesting. I feel like it's the layers of abstraction.
They think that, well, I don't know how they get there, I guess, but they don't know you. But they know you're not home and they know you don't have cameras. There's a $100 bill on the table.
Let's put it this way. They're friends of a friend of mine. They're taken into my apartment for a party. They don't know me. They don't meet me. My apartment cannot host a party for those. It is way too small for that.
I think that $100 bill would be gone.
You don't think, my sense is that it
How
was
big is
the
the party?
lawyers.
20 people?
Sure.
Yeah, it's gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think at the same rate that these people try to rip off strangers?
I don't know, but I think you have a very high integrity friend group.
Well, one of the things that I saw, and not that I remember,
because I know you were going to say they wouldn't take the dollar. It's like they would take the $100. I think.
Yeah.
A lot of people would take the $100.
So, I remember. I think I mentioned this story. We were at Happy Times when I was a kid, and we put $1 into the coin machine, and it spat out $20. And my aunts were all like, "Oh my God, yes, keep it." I was like, "But we only gave it." Like I didn't understand. I was like, "That's stealing. We gave it $1." Like, no, it's not stealing. Yeah. And as far as I know, and I don't think that they have stolen any dollars off of any desks or any company or any embezzlement or anything like that. And I think there's a couple things. One, it's a large corporation, but there's a layer of abstraction, like that separates them from, I gave $1 and got 20. And do you think that plays in? That's my sense, is that what allows people to do it is the technology that separates them from the people that they're ripping off. Like,
yeah, I mean, also just the sense that the people, it's kind of the same reason that the Discord's founders don't feel bad ripping off these scammers, is that these scammers think they're going to hype up a coin and people are going to buy it to try to get rich, and then they're going to take their money. It's kind of like everybody's volunteering to try to get rich off of something that they're not contributing to. And so they don't feel guilty hurting everyone else in that pool. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Do you think that these people then would feel guilty if they were going to if there were some sort of a pension fund that they could rip off?
No one feels guilty winning poker. Mm-hmm. No one feels guilty winning poker.
Yeah.
Everybody volunteers to put their money in a pot and have gamemanship tactics, including lying, bluffing, to try to separate everyone else for their money and collect all the money. And then you win and you go home. And I think that's how people view these.
So it's the rules of this. They feel like they're entering into a particular game. And one of the unspoken rules of the game is get what you can from anyone you can.
That's my impression of speculative penny stock type Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, but like, that this idea of trying to 100x quick on these things that you don't know anything about. I think everybody views it as a gambling mechanic. And it's okay to beat people in gambling.
Interesting. I got sucked into like random YouTube Survivor moments. I don't watch Survivor. I haven't since the first season when I was a kid. And but it is interesting because whether Survivor is poker or life is not immediately clear to the people playing it. So in poker, it's like, of course I bluffed you. And nobody's like, oh, you bluffed me. Like we were friends and you bluffed me. But in Survivor, there's like definitely two camps that people fall into. And one is like outwit, outplay, at last, lie. Like, sorry, bud, it's your time. And another one's like, this is life. The way, and they lecture them when at the end of it. And it's just very interesting because it falls into this gray zone. And I was like, I think I'm the type of person, at my first thought was, I would be honest. But I was like, wait a second, if I'm playing poker, I'm going to lie. We all agreed and sat down that the rules of this game are that I'm supposed to lie. Or if I'm playing Balderdash and my job is to create literally a fake definition for a word that you don't know, I'm not going to write, Balderdash. Like the idea of longing that one gets when one hasn't visited a city in a while. I'm sorry, this isn't true. I made this up and I apologize. Like I would.
Yeah, bluffing in poker is the best analogy. No one thinks you're unethical if you bluff in poker.
Just interesting that there's these gray zone games in life. And I think for some people, business is that gray zone game where they go, oh, this isn't life. This is business. So I'm allowed to rip you off.
I'm not saying it's okay, by the way. I'm saying that's the mentality that allows someone
I agree
to try to pump and dump a random coin.
And so
they think of it. They bucket it as poker.
Yeah.
And they don't think of it as stealing.
Yes.
They think of it as winning.
Yeah. And I was just realizing that there's these games that to me the business is not a gray zone game. It's life and you're supposed to be honest, but to some people they say things like it's just business, which is to seemingly separate it from how they would conduct themselves in other areas of their life, which of course is never the case because we've met these it's just business people and they cheat on their girlfriends and they
that's a point worth reiterating. We don't have to beat it to death, but if you ever see someone who does say stuff like it's just business to justify lying or cheating a supplier out of money or whatever, that person has a very, very high likelihood of cheating on their significant other, lying to their friends. We've seen this as we've started this business 10 years ago-ish. Everybody we've come up with that has that mentality feels that way about every part of their life.
Yeah.
It's really, I've never in my life actually encountered someone who is dishonest in just one area of their life.
Well, I mean, we're all dishonest in poker, right? You know?
Yeah, sorry. I'm thinking business, friendships, and relationships. Like everyone I know that lies to business partners lies to their girlfriend and lies to their friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's true. But it is interesting to think that, you know, we do carve out spaces where it's like the whole point is to rip each other off. Like we're going to enter into this game and hopefully the game has a start and an end time and we all get it and it doesn't last more than an hour or two. But yeah, where we're going to try to screw each other for, you know.
For money.
For money. I will say, and not that I'm a saint, I stopped playing poker because I was like, this is just Adam's money. You know what I mean? Like nothing good happened here. Like Adam left upset. I made and I was usually the loser because I wasn't very good. But it was just weird to like revel in the $10 that you took from your good friend.
Yeah.
And be like, yes. Now,
as someone who mostly won, I can't say that I agree with you at all. I thought it was great. I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah, I guess I could see it. And again, this is the thing: as you step outside of your tribe, I could see it more with not knowing the people and feeling competitive with them. But there was just always like he just can't, you know, buy the Dunkin' Donut thing when we go there now.
Well, honestly,
now, and that was always what would happen. There'd be these kickbacks. Like then you'd go out to eat, and it'd be like, I'm going to buy your sandwich with your own money.
Yeah. Our friend group was also not everyone was particularly good at poker, and a lot of people liked the idea of bluffing. So you actually didn't have to bluff. You could just play your cards and you would win.
Oh yeah, for sure.
just fold your bad ones and play your good ones, and you would win money.
Trash poker players. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.